Hi, I'm Jane
It's 1
Velez-Mitchell,
o'clock.
and I am here really to talk about peace. When we talk about nonviolence and stopping crimes against women, when we talk about stopping violence against animals, when we talk about stopping crime against nature in the form of environmental destruction, the uniting theme is nonviolence, which is another way of saying peace. And you know what? Thich Nhat Hanh, the famous philosopher, said peace is every step in every decision you make throughout the course of your day. I'm going to talk to my dear friend, R.J. Molligan, who is a professional peacemaker. R.J., an incredible attorney who has branched out and is starting an incredible new business project that is about creating peace in the world of law. Take it away, R.J. Molligan out of Los Angeles.
Thank you so much, Jane. Well, so Peacemakers is a pre-litigation dispute resolution service that focuses on facilitating peaceful resolution of legal conflict or potential legal conflict through forgiveness and healing and closure.
Now, you have acted as a peacemaker in my life. You served as my attorney at one point when I had a dispute, and I don't want to go into details, but it was a real estate dispute many years ago, and you were really expert in, instead of doing what a lot of lawyers do, trying to push it toward even more confrontation, excuse me, you pushed it toward peaceful resolution. So what happened is we had a disagreement over what was transpiring or what had transpired. You helped me gather my facts and do a deposition with somebody that I felt was representative of my experience with the issue at hand. And we presented our information in a peaceful, non-judgmental, non-confrontational manner. And what happened was we successfully avoided any kind of litigation. So I told me you were starting Peacemakers. I told you you've already been doing Peacemakers. More than a dozen years ago, you represented me in an issue that was essentially doing what you're doing now as a specific business, Peacemakers, but you did it as an attorney, just as an individual attorney a long time ago.
Yes, Jane. You know, the idea that litigation resolves conflict is an old one. But there are ways to resolve conflict that can result in a lose-lose result. And Peacemakers is really dedicated to providing a win-win result for both parties. You'll find that even at the end of litigation, even when you win, you lose, because you can never get back the years of stress of life that went by while you were dealing with the anger and the drama of litigation. So when you can resolve a dispute with a sense of peace of mind and closure and healing, that is infinitely better than just winning at the end of some long, expensive, and drawn-out litigation. And I have to tell you, I've tried many cases, jury trials, and even when you win, I mean, the defendant come over to the plaintiff after a verdict in favor of the plaintiff and say, "I'm so sorry. I didn't realize until now how devastating this has been on your life, that my actions have harmed you to such a degree," and then adding insult to injury, then to drag you through all this litigation over all these years. Please forgive me. I make a living amends never to behave in this way so that no one has to go through what I've just put you through. And even though I realize there's no way I can ever pay you back the time you've lost, from the bottom of my heart, I'm sorry.
Let me ask you,
that's never happened.
Let me ask you this. For people who want to put this into practice, if they're watching, if they have a dispute, whether it's a civil dispute, something that they feel they've been wronged, it could be It could be divorce proceeding. It could be a real estate issue. It could be an issue with neighbors, with coworkers, whatever. What
Right.
should they do? Given, as we wrap up, what's the practical thing that they should do? How do they contact you, and how would you handle their issue?
Well, first of all, you can reach me at peacemakers.me. That's the website that I have, www.peacemakers.me. And through that website, you can answer some questions and contact me through that. And if, as is often the case, only one party wants to be peaceful and mediate a dispute, I'm willing to call the other side and just break the ice and introduce myself and suggest that maybe mediation is a much better way to resolve whatever conflict is present, so that it doesn't escalate into something bigger, more drawn out, more stressful, and more expensive.
My final question to you, how does this differ from a court-ordered mediation?
Well, you know, in court-ordered mediation, it's, as the word suggests, it's ordered. This is voluntary. And unlike any other kind of mediation, and this is what distinguishes Peacemakers from any other mediation service, is that the point is, I want you to leave Peacemakers with tools to communicate and create peace in your own life and then in the world. It's not just a session where this particular conflict ends and you leave, and then it's a matter of time before there's another miscommunication and you're back at square one. So I do teach people because in addition to having a law degree, I have a 3-year master's degree in spiritual psychology, where we focused on facilitating forgiveness and accepting responsibility. And part of the tools that I teach people are deep listening and perception checking, so that so many of the disputes I see are as a direct result of people thinking they're talking about the same thing when in fact they're not. So it's very important to listen deeply to someone, even when, and especially when, you don't agree with what they're saying. Oftentimes we shut down when we don't agree with whatever it is the other person has to say. And that just leads to miscommunication and assumptions, which then can really fuel a long misunderstanding, which, if given enough time and fuel, will result in litigation.
Well, I just want to say, as a journalist who has covered many, many trials and various legal disputes, lawsuits, what have you, criminal cases and civil, I totally agree with you 100%. Everyone is damaged when they end up in court, and it's really something that a lot of people leave with PTSD, because it's very traumatizing, even if it's win. And so I want to say that I applaud you. We're all about practicing peace, and so that's what you're taking into the legal world. I wish you the best, and I can give you and anybody who's watching an absolute resounding endorsement, because you practiced Peacemakers with an issue I had, and I did end resolved it peacefully and remained actually friends and communicating with everybody who was involved in the dispute. Those have easily become my quote-unquote enemies.
Yes.
You helped me practice peace. I want to thank you. R.J. Molligan, attorney at law, a noted attorney, a very well-respected attorney who's branching out now with this incredible new project, and spread the word about it, because I really think it is in this world. Thank you, R.J. Molligan.
Thank you, Jane.